3 a day or whatever you're doing.
Yes, gardening.
And then you got to work out the timing and the traffic, and then you're thinking, will I be there at that time? And sometimes you get behind.
Yes.
And then the other one said, my God, it's 4:30. I expected you to be in a bit earlier than that.
Oh.
And they sometimes left me money out, and sometimes, and it looked all right in practice, but it didn't always work.
Oh, because they don't lend you the money or something.
Because of the timing between some jobs took longer.
Yes.
And
extra work.
And the work, and what it was, you did it.
Yes.
And then if the weather wasn't right, something happened. It's a complete headache.
Yes.
It's not easy.
It's terrible.
It's not easy working for yourself.
Well, it's hardcore. I'm telling you that. It's true. It's true.
What that bloke's name? Well, I don't know if he was clever, very clever. I don't know if he's Italian or what.
Yes.
And his name was Confusion or something. So they always say Confusion was confused.
Was confused.
And he one of these people, that, not a lecturer, but you get these people who know a thing, knowledgeable people, and they wrote about you. You'll see they're quite clever. Some were good at science, some were good at something else.
Yes.
And what they did, some of their old sayings were all right, and some wasn't, you know. And they only thought at that time.
Yes.
It could have been in the Roman period, and it could have been somebody else, but the name still stuck. But whether they still work in the modern days standards, that's another matter.
Yes, it was still another matter.
And it comes under this, comes under part of teaching when you teach at school. You know, all different people's names or people that connect.
Yes.
And you get to know, well, how was that built? Like Christopher Wren, how did he build the place?
Yes.
And, you know, so he had to have architect design.
Mm.
And in those days, in those days, it was probably more basic. And what they learned was over the years, they learned from one to the other. And that's probably what the standards. Some of the things were very good.
Yes.
And they reckon there's one place in Spain called the Basilica, and that's that famous building. And how was that built?
Yes.
How was that built?
Hardcore. The very in unity by the human race. In unity, very architectic and very geniuses. Because in that days they had to do it with rocks and very thing and to build the basilica and build the church and everything so big.
It all come from a bit of paper in the end. Somebody must have done that.
Yes, the architect. Yes.
And I mean,
trial and error.
That's like, you know, Leonardo da Vinci.
How to build the houses, the architect, the staff. It's so amazing.
I mean, but they only had general knowledge today.
Yes, they
have.
have
Done it on a computer and set it up, but in those days it didn't.
Yes, and you know, and then there's the pyramids. The pyramids, the Western construction, the pyramids, and how they do it. And I have, you know what about the pyramids? I have my own thing.
You know, but you said they come from. There's a couple that come. I always call them the Russian, and she's a lovely person. She comes from that, you know, not partners.
Yes.
Part of Russia, and you know they're the easiest going couple, and he married her, and he's got 2 children.
Yes.
And the boy, he's quick and he's sharp.
Yes.
And you know.
Very intelligent.
And his father is a dedicated, and he said, "Can you play an instrument?" Do you know what he does now?
What he does?
He can play the piano and everything, and he said he's got 2 children, and this boy,
he's
very quick.
Yes, very intelligent to play the piano.
He's very intelligent. It comes from that part of Russia. The part of Russia, like you said, the girls are always quite rather pretty, so okay.
Yeah, Russia, beautiful ladies, yes, like everything.
And they came over here, but they can't stand this bloody war. What's going on is a stupid.
Yes, Chechnya, yes.
And there's about half a dozen of them living up.
Yes.
But what it means is, the boy is extremely sharp, and you know, he did it with all matchsticks yesterday.
Yes.
Can you do how many in so many minutes? And he put them on the table and matches.
Yes.
And then he went up And the old rat looked at me and said, by God, he's quick.
Yes.
And do you know, he raced, and I couldn't do him in that time, so she said to me, she said, oh, let him be.
Yes.
And he was very good, so I get on with her quite
Yes.
well. She comes from,
Yes.
what's that place now, the trouble we got it now out there, it's part of Russia, isn't it?
Yes.
But the stupid part about it, they say, oh, these Polish people have come to England. Well, you do know what Poland was?
Yes.
Part of Russia.
Oh.
So
Poland was part of
stupid,
Russia.
really, when you think of it.
Yes.
And they fought against.